Between 1984 and the end of hostilities in that country, an estimated 50,000 to 350,000 Mozambicans fled to South Africa. While never granted refugee status, they were technically allowed to settle in the Bantustans or black homelands created during the apartheid system. The reality was more varied, with the homeland of Lebanon banning Mozambican settlers outright while Gazankulu welcomed the refugees with support in the form of land and equipment. Those in Gazankulu, however, found themselves confined to the homeland and liable for deportation, should they officially enter South Africa, and evidence exists that their hosts denied them access to economic resources.
The study was based on a citizen survey across member states of the Southern African Development Community, SADC, and found South Africans expressing the harshest anti-immigrant sentiment, with 21% of South Africans in favor of a complete ban on foreign entry, and 64% in favor of strict limitations on the numbers permitted. By contrast, the next highest proportion of respondents in favor of a complete ban on immigration were in neighboring Namibia and Botswana, at 10%. A 2004 study by the Center for the Study of Violence and Reconciliation, CSVR, of attitudes amongst police officers in the Johannesburg area found that 87% of respondents believe that most undocumented immigrants in Johannesburg are involved in crime, despite there being no statistical evidence to substantiate the perception. Such views combined with the vulnerability of illegal aliens led to abuse, including violence and extortion, some analysts argued. In a March 2007 meeting with Home Affairs Minister, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, a representative of Burundian refugees in Durban, claimed that immigrants could not rely on police for protection, but instead found police mistreating them, stealing from them and making unconfirmed allegations that they sell drugs. 2 years earlier, at a similar meeting in Johannesburg, Mapisa-Nqakula had admitted that refugees and asylum seekers were mistreated by police with xenophobic attitudes. According to a 1998 Human Rights Watch report, immigrants from Malawi, Zimbabwe and Mozambique living in the Alexandra Township were physically assaulted over a period of several weeks in January 1995, as armed gangs identified suspected undocumented migrants and marched them to the police station in an attempt to clean the township of foreigners. The campaign, known as Go Back Home, blamed foreigners for crime, unemployment and sexual attacks. In September 1998, a Mozambican national and 2 Senegalese citizens were thrown out of a train. The assault was carried out by a group returning from a rally that blamed foreigners for unemployment, crime and the spread of AIDS. In 2000, 7 foreigners were killed, on the Cape Flats, over a 5-week period, in what police described as xenophobic murders, possibly motivated by the fear that outsiders would claim property belonging to locals. In October 2001, residents of the Zanskroit informal settlement gave Zimbabwean citizens 10 days to leave the area. When the foreigners failed to leave voluntarily, they were forcefully evicted, and their shacks were burned down and looted. Community members said they were angry that Zimbabweans were employed while locals remained jobless, and blamed the foreigners for a number of crimes. In the last week of 2005 and first week of 2006, at least 4 people, including 2 Zimbabweans, died in the Olivenhout Bosch settlement, after foreigners were blamed for the death of a local man. Shacks belonging to foreigners were set alight and locals demanded that the police should remove all immigrants from the area.
That's it for our first part of our video. Don't forget to subscribe on this channel and turn on the bell notifications to never miss an update on any of our new videos.